The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Bon dia, bon tarde, bon noite, pessoas. Isso é Table Topics, and also Feliz Año Navidad, Nova. Como está, Carlos?
Estou bem, estou bem.
Estou bem. That's all John, I got for now.
Well, you're getting somewhere. You're getting better than me when I got over here in this country, believe me. So, welcome back. It's a new year. Happy 2024. John was just welcoming everybody to the show in Portuguese and
Hopefully
wishing all Happy New Year. And Navidad there, it's Spanish, but that's okay. Then
Novo.
Then he corrected himself. He said Novo, Feliz Ano Novo. So apologies accepted.
Thank you.
And so he's training because in 6 or 7 weeks we will be in Ponta Delgada again, and John, every time that he has a chance to go with me, he's like, you don't even have to go on my luggage. He goes sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for us to go there. I have a couple of things that I need to go there. One being my parents there. Once in a while, I take 2-3 days and I just fly there, which I think people take it for granted. Sometimes people have their parents just a call away. People have the parents sometimes next door, and goes by days and weeks. They don't even hug them. They now spend time with them. Yeah. And here I am. I have to travel 8,000 miles or so. Had to go a 5-hour flight every time that I want to give my mom a hug or my dad a hug. So. See how the things are?
Yeah,
I wish they were here. I would not leave them alone. Well, number one, because her food is good food, so I will. It doesn't matter if we 18 or 50. Mom's food, it's always the best food around. So, so John, I know you all happy, excited about.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I'm trying to, and I kind of I asked you where the bathroom was when. Yeah. We went to breakfast the other day, you and Paula, so I at least I got that one down too.
Yeah. No, you're getting in there. I'm pretty sure that you're getting, you will do fine again there. So with the new year here, a lot of things. So we pretty much don't have nothing to wrap up from 2023, and some issues. We're glad that it's gone, that the year is gone, and looking for a new year and a new thing. Locally, what's going on locally? Anything that you think that?
I mean, you know, we had our first storm, which was rain, that turned to ice, that turned to snow, and I know, you know, the roads were not the greatest. I don't know if they were good any other place as well. You know, I think New Bedford had the same issue. I think it was because of the weather, froze over, but. You know, we're through with that, and it's going to melt today.
I mean, yes, because I think starting now at 5 o'clock, probably by the time we leave here, will be raining out. Yeah. They're expecting a lot of rain now during the night, so probably by tomorrow morning, 80% of this, you only see like big amounts, big piles here and there, but all the snow on the ground will be gone by tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow we will have we're going to have a good day, but. What I've been hearing about is plows. They didn't hear many plows on the streets the storm.
Yeah.
And this probably one of the reasons is because the city, it's pretty much doing the job with inside workers.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
It's been and it's been discussing on city council's meetings sometimes during budgets and everything is about the fact that nobody wants to work for the city. You know, the companies with the plows, they don't want to work for the city because they're getting too
payments are slow and
payments
stuff.
are too slow, so they prefer to get paid on the spot. They go, they clean a company's parking lot, goes to the office. Here's the money. Goodbye. See you in the next storm. You know. I mean, I cannot blame them. One thing that I don't understand is if it's on the budget, it's like you having the money on the bank. So why take so long to pay these people? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I don't understand that either. But it's, you know, we all know that we're in the economy now where people we're having a tough time getting workers. People don't want to work, and a lot of that is because they've got so many things along the way that we've kind of dissuaded people from working. You know,
well, another big issue I think that the company's been kind of backing off too is because of the policies, insurances that the city are requiring these people to have. You know, I mean, let's be fair. If the city is going to ask a policy that's going to cost them $1,000, $2,000, if it's one storm a year. They're going to lose money.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You know, so that's why I mean I cannot blame them in both ways. The only thing that I can say is, if the money is on the bank, okay, why we holding the money so long?
No, I don't think there was ever an answer for it as well. You know, I mean, during one of the council meetings they discussed that. I don't think there was ever a specific answer. So. Who knows?
So, and then happens what just happened. You know, it's no plows out, so the snow falls. By the time the city can go down that street, it's already on the ground. It's already melted on the ground. So it's tough.
I hear you. I hear you.
Another good thing too is elections. Finally, one circle of elections, it's done. We're starting a new and a very good election this year, which is, for us, it's state representatives, and for the country is the president. Which it's going to be a tough year.
You know what? I was listening to a podcast today, and you'll probably appreciate this. The guy that was talking said, you know, this presidential election, he said, we don't really have good choices. We have a choice between your ex-girlfriend, your ex-wife, or your prior ex-girlfriend, or your prior ex-wife. Those are your two choices. It's like that was pretty funny, you know.
Well, I mean, we can kind of bring that home and say the same thing about the last mayor election. You know, what options we had.
No, you're right. You're right. There were people that were there before. You're right. You're
exactly.
right.
So,
you're right.
But on the president election, Trump is on court today. He was on court today. I believe Thursday. I think it's New York. I think he has court in New York.
Probably right. I don't even follow Carlos. There's so many things they're throwing at him, like, you know, cases. It's hard to remember.
We don't have to follow. We don't have to follow them. They follow us. Every time you pick up the phone, here he goes. You know, it's like you delete this one, another one posts.
Comes up. Yeah, right.
So it's like you cannot. These people, leave me alone. You know.
No,
but
you're right.
it was very interesting. I heard the interview after. Was a couple of things that still, you know, in my head, it's bonding in my head is the former president. Everybody calls him the president. The former president said two things that I don't know why he says the same thing. I'm in court today because Biden don't want me for president. that's one thing that bothers me. I don't know why.
Well, I think he's saying that because the Department of Justice, you remember how they used to say this is Trump's Department of Justice? Well, whoever's in office, you can say it's their Department of Justice.
Yeah.
We had President Obama that his head of the Justice Department said, I'm his wingman. So that's just implied, I think, that whoever's in charge. So, you know, these people that are going after these cases, it's the Department of Justice, right? So who runs the Department of Justice? You don't think the Department of Justice does anything without talking to the president. So
Well,
that's what
but
he's getting at.
It would be the same thing if he was a president. Then you.
Same thing. No, same thing applies to him.
It would be the same thing.
Yeah.
And another thing is about the votes. He keeps saying that the election got stolen. The election got stolen. But where's the proofs? It's no proofs that the election got. I mean, all these courts, they went to court, they could not prove.
The only reason, whenever they went to court, the judges in that court said, we have no standing. We can't look at this. We have no standing. Just like when a thing goes to the Supreme Court can go, we're not doing this, and they back off. So that's what most of these things said. Most of these things, including the Supreme Court, said, we have no standing, we're not looking at it. So that can happen. There have been a lot of improprieties, whereas the state legislature didn't change things in the state. They just came in, and the governor would change it. Well, you can't change. It's like what happened in Fall River. Basically, when you vote and you sign out, you don't have to sign out anymore. So there were laws like that changed. That's what he's saying. There was some improprieties in there, and there have been numerous articles out there that said this is what some of the Democrats did in these states. They changed these different laws that are going to help, because they knew people that were Democratic or Democrats normally would vote absentee ballot or just vote online. So they knew how to do that. There were cases in Michigan, for example, where in nursing homes, there was one person in a nursing home that would go around and get the votes. And in Michigan, I guess there was like this whole county that every single vote was for Biden. Now that's kind of strange, right?
Yeah, but it was never proved in court that there was wrongdoing.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I'm getting at. If you can never.
But it's like you people telling you that you're guilty, but you're still not found guilty.
Who was the prime minister of Portugal that had all the secret people come out back in the 70s? Who was that prime minister back then, or president of Portugal? You know, he had like secret people at night. If people talked, they'd go in.
Oh, Salazar.
Yeah, Salazar.
Yeah, Salazar.
Do you think that Salazar could have? Do you think people could have got anything?
Salazar was just like Hitler.
Yeah, he was like a dictator.
You know, I mean, you will have people all over, and if you're on a coffee shop, if you're having a drink on the bar, and somebody hears you talking about Salazar, the next day they said you're gone.
Yeah.
John went on vacation.
So there was really the justice system and that thing. All the judges would go along with whatever the president said. So to me, I look at it that way, that they back off and say, I have no standing. I'm not going to look at this. So of course there's never going to be a case about it. We've seen numerous times in this country over the last 3 years where there are people that gone to court and were prosecuted, and the DOJ did not provide all the documentation. They didn't provide all the videos and stuff that you're supposed to. That's a, what is the thing? It's either a Kelly or a something rule that if you have evidence, you're supposed to present it to the defense to let them look at it. And we've seen numerous cases they haven't done this. So whatever it is, Carlos, it is. It's over with. I totally get it. It's over with.
I just think that probably we were thinking that in 1 year, you know, everybody goes home, going to shut the lights off, going to go home, and the Americans going to move on. But it's been 2 years already, and there's a lot like the country's going to move.
No, it's not going to move, but 2 states, Colorado and the state of Maine, are taking him off the ballot, or took him off the ballot because they said he was involved in an insurrection. Nobody has been charged with an insurrection in this country. So how can you charge the president with an insurrection? Nobody, all those J6 people, none of them were charged with that. They were charged with going on to property or assaulting people, blah, 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 whatever it is. But how can a state say that you were involved in insurrection when nobody was charged with it? So that's the kind of stuff that I think people have to look at and say, that's why this creates all this stuff. So he can say whatever he wants because people see, why is he being taken off the ballot in Colorado? Why isn't he being taken off the ballot in Maine? All you can think is the person that's running against him is running the DOJ, right? He's the head of the DOJ. He should say, stop. Whatever you're doing now, all you attorney generals across the U.S., stop. Because all it makes it look like is that you're trying to take him off the ballot so he won't win. So that's what I think he's basically saying in that sense.
I don't agree. I don't agree too, especially that he never got charged, that he still didn't got charged, because courts still going on all over the country. Since that he's still not charged, I don't believe that we should take him out of the ballot.
Yeah.
But these people that talk him out of the ballot, it's because I don't think they're afraid that he's going to win. They're afraid is what he can do for the country, you know. So.
So what's gone in the last 3 years in this country? We've had super high inflation. Houses, cars, food have gone through the absolute ceiling. All right. We are in a war in Ukraine, a proxy war. We're really at war with Russia. So we have a proxy war there. We also have a proxy war in Israel, and God only knows where else they're going to bring us. What else has that? I'm trying to figure out what good has happened in the last 3 years. Immigration. We have 300,000 people walking into this country every day. We have no idea what their criminal background is. We have no idea what their intentions are here. Most of them are fighting age men. So we are having issues with China, Russia, every other country. You don't think that they would be like, go in there and then create havoc. You get 10,000 people, just go in and create havoc. We're not even concerned about that.
Yeah, but you have to think the other way too.
So wait a minute. What has gone? What are you afraid of? What can we be afraid of that the former president would do that hasn't happened in the last 3 years?
Well, become a dictator. What he says you will.
All right.
You had no problem.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you work for a company, whether it be for the government or private sector, and they tell you, you do this or you get fired, what is that called?
It's dictatorship.
That happened in this administration. That happened. You either take a vaccine and they tried pushing it onto different companies, or you fire it. That's fascism. I didn't think.
But this started. What?
Oh,
started
God,
with
Carlos,
him there.
Carlos,
Come on,
Carlos.
COVID came out with him there.
Yeah, but he didn't create COVID. He would have never. He didn't force the vaccine on people. So what I'm trying to get is, Trump's his own worst enemy. I'm going to agree with you there. He's his own worst enemy. But the thing is, the folks on the other side are only making it easier for him. So when you do these things, then it gets people to think, yeah, why do they want him off the ballot? You know, so I'm more like you. I'm more pushing towards you to the point that they both are terrible. The Republicans are terrible because if the Republicans really want to do something right now, they would stop the immigration, they'd stop this and that and the other thing. They have power in the Congress, they refuse to do it. So, excuse my language, but they both suck.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I don't see how anything can get any worse with Trump.
I agreed with you that it's no option. But one thing that I saw today that was interesting is that the what's her name?
Karen.
No, the one running for president.
Nikki Haley. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's five points different from him.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
she gained like 30 points in a month.
Well, she's a grown-up.
You know.
She's the grown-up in the room. You know what I mean? And I'm not being wise.
One thing, I think, and that the reason for that is the reason that she's not blaming Trump for anything.
Yeah.
She's just saying, you know, it's time to move on.
Exactly.
That's it. Trump was good when he was in office. He did his job as in office. But right now, what he carries behind him is drama.
Yes.
What he carries behind him is trouble.
Yes.
So let's move on. Okay, Trump's going to be Trump the way he's been Trump for all his life. Okay, nobody's going to change the way he talks. Nobody's going to change the way he acts. So let's move on. It's time to move on. But the problem is for the Republicans to move on. The Republican Party needs to move on. Needs to pick another candidate.
Yeah, and the problem is that he has that support. So the Republicans have that, you know what I mean, kind of what are they going to do?
But they're divided. That's the thing. The party is divided.
The Democrats are divided as well.
I understand,
you know.
but the Democrats, it's divided. Yeah. So they have a list of candidates, and they're going to push what they think is the best. Okay, not just to agree with some. Yeah. They're going to take what is the best for the party. Yeah. I don't think the Republican Party is taking the same position, saying we're going to decide what is best for the party, for the country.
Well, if Nikki Haley wins Iowa, then Nikki Haley wins New Hampshire. There's not going to be any option. Whoever wins, wins. That's who they have to go with.
But again, the party sometimes goes a different way.
I don't think they're going to be able to do that. If Nikki Haley wins a few states, there's no way they're going to be able to do that. They have to go with the person that's ahead. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. So if Nikki Haley can go in there, I mean, I like her.
Well, I think the other one has been losing. The other two candidates has been losing ground. Is because the only thing they do is blame Trump for everything. Yeah. You know, and Trump, believe it or not, he has his supporters. He has his supporters. And if you want to come around and just talk, and all your speeches, all you're going to do is talk and call liar and you know, and just throw at Trump, which you're probably not lying, but, you know, I mean, it's a campaign. Yeah. You're not going to get that support. So what I think is those Trump supporters that are undecided, those are really, you know, too bad, you know, but I don't think I can vote for him. You know, I love Trump, but I don't think I can vote for him. Yeah. Those are supporting Nikki. Well, and that's what she's getting all this 30%, you know, support.
Yeah. Well, and I like this guy, Vivek Ramaswamy. I really like him. I think.
Oh, that's the one on the bottom.
Yeah, but I think he's like he's a truth teller. He's a 2%. And he did say that they're not going to. He said, listen, and I was listening to a podcast. They're not going to let Trump. Trump's not going to get in. There's no way. So I think that once people see that, they're going to have to go with the next person.
And I don't know if you agreed with me. Yeah. Even the Democrat Party are not too worried about what Democrats candidates. Yeah. They're more worried about it with the Republican candidates.
Well, because they know it's such a disaster. This country is a disaster right now with the person.
I mean, I don't hear the Democrat side, you know, supporting a candidate or talking bad about a candidate. No. Let's put it this way. No. Let's talk bad. You know, Republicans, at least some Republicans talk bad about Trump. Yeah. Well, we don't see nobody.
They're not going to talk bad about
Democrats.
Yeah, they're not going to talk bad because they're all supporting Biden. But Biden may not make it, you know what I mean, to that next thing they're all saying.
I don't think at the end of the day, I don't think that he's gonna run.
No, it's going to be. My guess is Gavin Newsom or Michelle Obama. One of the two of them are going to be pulled out at the hat.
I don't know. I never heard Michelle Obama never came up with anything, and no conversations, nothing, because you know the leaks. So always. Yeah. Well, it's leaks everywhere.
Yeah. She had a podcast the other day.
I never heard her. It's strange for me that she's not even attending on the talk shows and stuff like that, because usually that's how we kind of. No, you know, I mean.
But there's still time. I think she's, what do you call it, on the polls? She's really high on the polls. Usually first ladies are well liked. Because
did they already did a poll on her? I
don't know. I saw her on a podcast the other day, and she was like, she's very worried about this election. Yeah. That's all she said. I'm very worried about where this country's heading, which is kind of funny. You know what I mean? She's worried about the elections, but she hasn't been worried about the last 3 years, what's been going on in the country. Yeah.
Well,
and Gavin Newsom, look at the disaster California is. And they actually think Gavin Newsom, would I vote for Gavin Newsom when California has been destroyed?
And I think the big mistake that the governor from Florida was put in fight with Disney. You know, I think that kills, because the Floridas, they love Disney. They love.
But I think there was some stuff. I agree with you. I probably wouldn't have pushed it that far.
No,
but Disney,
especially if I want to run for president.
Yeah, Disney was doing
Disney,
some wacky.
it's not like a small Amazon.
No,
you know.
I agree. No, I probably would have like let that go a little bit, but he got hammered on things that most people do agree on. You know, some of the, just, you know,
I think
agree.
that's why he's on the bottom of the list.
But I think he would be good.
But
I think he'd be better than Nikki Haley.
But let's put Michelle Obama and Trump.
Yeah. I don't think we could put Trump. I don't think it's going to be Trump. We already have 2 states that have said they're not putting him on the ballot. All you need is a few more and you knock them out. Have them off the ballot and say one of the big states, California.
I heard
California
that
is
even
another
Massachusetts was trying.
And Massachusetts, all, you know what I mean? So you take them out of all these, New York, you take them out of the big states, there's no way you can win the Electoral College. So I don't really think, you know what I mean? I'm thinking
So
it's probably going to be Nikki Haley and Michelle Obama. Yeah, could be. Or it could be Nikki and Gavin Newsom. And people are so crazy in this country that they would probably vote for him because they think he's a handsome guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how some people vote.
Oh, blue eyes.
You know what I mean?
we got a name for real because he had blue eyes, so I'll be surprised.
No, you know what I mean? So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised anymore, you know? But we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know? Definitely see what happens.
So, it was one more thing that I was going to talk to you about, but I totally forgot.
Are the state rep, is the state rep election this year?
Yes, it's going to be
so-
it's going to be elections this year for states. I didn't hear anything yet. People running for oppositions, them
Yeah.
having opposition, which is bad. I think it's bad when the candidates don't have an opposition. You
Yeah.
know,
It's tough because the folks that have all been in there have been incumbents for years, you know, and I think the last turnaround, what was it? Probably Alan Sylvia was the one that got in last, right?
Yes.
And that was a while ago. So it's
Yes.
once you're in office, it's really hard to knock out an incumbent because they can always come back and say, you know what, I've been in there for a while, so I have all these contacts, and I'm on this committee, that committee. So it makes it difficult for a newcomer to come in.
I just think that, and it's like with everything, when you get too comfortable at your job, you don't have to worry about it. You know, you can skip the morning, go shopping in the morning, and then go back to work because you've been in there, you know everybody, you know. Maybe your friend's gonna punch the card for you, so you don't have to even be there to punch your card in. You know, so that's the problem. That's the problem I have. It's when people are on those positions for too long, they get comfortable and they stop working.
Yeah.
Or at least they don't work enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
They got too comfortable.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what I think that's going on with the state's representatives right now. Yes, they follow an agenda. Every year that agenda comes out. As long as we work on this agenda, everybody's happy.
It's going to be interesting this year, though. It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be interesting.
With the budget.
City, and the budget. And just the mayor just announced, and he sent it to the city council meeting, about the how's the name? The mattresses.
For the trash.
Yes, it's going to go up from $20 to $50 now to pick up a mattress.
They're going to be on the street.
Oh boy. Behind that train station there, it's plenty of land there. Very good.
Have a good night.
I see you guys next week. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.